Yep. All right. And then I can view it. Haha. Where's it at?
I've been working all day.
It's slow. Is that the? Oh, here, I'm goofy.
Is it on mine?
Oh, does it have a lag time on it?
A little bit, but not a lot.
Okay, it's all right. It'll work.
You sure you want that one? You want to do it that way?
I think so. Let me see. I'll be able to see. Okay.
Oh, that's really slow.
It's really slow. So even though it says live, I don't know how live you guys is, but we're trying to watch the same live, like, as I can see in the past. But the angle looks good.
Really slow. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So you can't even have the
We can't
volume
do
on.
that.
Well, we can do it, just can't have the volume on. They're just gonna get late responses.
Oh my goodness. Okay, turn it down. It's like
Yeah.
echoey. Sorry guys, technical difficulties.
Well, we're trying to. My camera sucks, so
Wait,
we're trying to flip it to have my better.
I could
camera.
do it like this, and
Okay.
then we'll be
I can
able
at
to
least
watch.
see. Hey, yo, what's up, Josh? Josh was my guy.
Okay, wait.
That guy's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's solid, super solid guy, and he's a good dude. You got there's a lot of people. They might be good at what they do, who ain't great people. This guy's a great person. I always love when you have great people that do something they're passionate about. But all right, since we're starting with this live, sorry you guys, we're making sure everything's looking good. I think everything looks good. That's mine, right?
Laggy. It's hard to watch that one.
Hold on, but that's mine. Hold on, let me fix this.
Yes, this is yours.
It'll take a minute. See, look, it's so slow. It's like, I don't know why it's so slow. Maybe it's slow because you're also living. Maybe your phone is like overloaded. I did?
That's what you're doing right there.
I'm trying to mess with this thing. I'm about to scoot you over. Hold on.
You're gonna scoot me over?
Maybe. Can you scoot? There you go. Now you're back in it, I think. Oh, wait.
He said...
Oh, I haven't scooted you over in this thing yet.
He said, love you, bro. Thank you for the kind words.
Of course. Okay. All right, sweet.
All right, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? Just starting another live session with Justin and...
Oh.
Yeah. I think we're about ready to get started. It's not better? Oh, yeah, that's better. That's fine.
I had to wait.
Okay. Sorry, we as I said, I flipped my camera so I'd have a better camera because the other side has a crack in it, so it has like a big blur. And so I flipped it, and now we're using another phone to watch the live.
To read the comments.
There's
a lot going on over here.
Yeah, and it's running so slow that it's seeing everything in the past. And I hope that's not what you guys are seeing. I don't know. But we will be a little slow with our responses due to us getting them like a minute late because it's super slow. But we want to look for some fun topics to talk about. And so we're all ears. And if y'all don't throw any topic at us, we'll just start rambling.
We got some.
Yeah.
We always got some. Okay, it looks like we got quite a few people up in here now.
I did want to start off saying, I know as maybe a start off topic before people start throwing topics out there. I did want to say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Where it was very tragic that happened. I didn't have a response on that because it's hard to talk about. A lot of controversy going both ways, and I didn't want to get too deep into it. However, there was one takeaway from it I wanted to emphasize so that at least there's a lesson that we can all learn from this situation. And I think anytime you can learn a positive lesson from a situation, it's always a positive thing. So I think I'm going to start off with saying, at least when it's coming down to his situation, and as I said, very tragic. I'm really sad about it. I'm sorry for his family who have to mourn him. I know what it's like to lose close people, and the weight that you carry with that loss is just terrible. But with that being said, I will say this is back to something my mom used to tell me when I was a kid. and something that I think all adults should kind of go by is anytime you're going out and you're speaking in public, make sure you try to do it mindfully.
With respect.
Yeah.
And a lot of sugar.
I like,
a lot of sugar.
If I'm talking to somebody, especially about hard topics, I always want to make sure that I'm respectful. Mm-hmm. I'll even sugarcoat things and let people know that, hey, my intention is not to hurt you, because end of the day, yes, we have freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. Yes. However, you should always use that freedom of speech cautiously, due to someone else also could have the craziness and freedom to kill you.
Yeah, your approach matters.
Yeah, approach matters. For example, my last job, I was a supervisor, and I was probably the only supervisor that didn't talk to people like shit. And I think that's important, because, like, what if somebody gets fired and decides to crash out and they're shooting up this warehouse? I'd like to be the only guy who was nice to him. Maybe he hesitates before he pulls the trigger on me. Or maybe that'll play a difference. So my thing is, I'm always tried my best to be kind to people. I always try to look out for people's feelings. Like, if I was to go out to a bar tonight and talk to whether it's a tranny, whether it's a Hispanic, and I was to talk to either one of them about something hard, like I'm telling the Hispanic that his family should be deported, or I'm telling the tranny that whatever blunt ways they don't want to hear, that's just not a good recipe to go out in public and do, because people get shot over words and things like that all the time. And I do feel bad for his family having to mourn him. And I guess one takeaway that I have is, yes, we have the freedom of speech, but we should always speech is powerful, and we should always be careful with how we speak and try our best to make sure we're respectful to who we're talking to.
I grew up always being told that, you have the power of life and death in your tongue. And you can either use it for life or you can use it for death.
Yes.
So.
But anyways, enough on that. I just thought I'd touch on it real quick and just be like, hey, be careful out there, because we don't live in a world that's super sane. Mm-hmm. And so because we're not in a world that's super sane, you got to be careful with how you communicate to people. You got to be mindful of, even I have words that could set me off to fighting you. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful with the words we choose to spit. Cody, what's up, man? It's good to.
So
I ain't heard from you in forever.
MMA or jiu-jitsu?
I like them both. I think they're both important. I think MMA is definitely in my opinion, highest level of fighting in the world. If you were to pick a style, because it's mixed martial arts, you're mixing multiple martial arts together. That's going to make the most lethal fighter there is, because you're proficient at everything. And I think so. MMA is more practical as a high-level martial art. However, me personally, I do enjoy jiu-jitsu more, simply because, one, I can't get punched in the face. Yeah. I've been punched in the face enough. Nose been broke too many dang times. Tired of mouth. I almost mouth breathed once. I had a head kick to the face, and I was mouth breathing for almost a year. Like, I got used to it. I was just like, I was looking into doing surgery to open up my nasal cavities, but luckily it ended up fixing up on its own. It sucked. So personally, I think jiu-jitsu is a little funner to me, because I have less chance of those type of injuries. It's more of a chess kind of strategy thing, if you ask me. Versus striking is a different game. It's not exactly chess.
It's more like a dance.
Kind of, yeah. It's like I'm trying to, my cards. Like I want a guessing game. I want to make my opponent guess. Oh, you think I'm throwing this question mark kick? Yeah. Oh, you think I'm doing this? Oh, I'm really doing that. It's
trickster.
Yeah. It's more of a guessing game. It's more of like some type of card game where you got to make someone guess.
Yeah.
Only with dire consequences, because. Yeah. So the answer to that question is probably going to be MMA as practicality as being the most effective, and jiu-jitsu for how fun I like. I like chess. I don't get hurt doing jiu-jitsu for the most part. I have the option to tap before injury versus striking, not so much. But all right, more topics. Who got any more topics to talk about? Anything you guys want to talk about? Because otherwise we're going to get back to ranting. I know this, I'm getting things super slow on this end. So they could type something and I'm not going to see it until like a minute later. I just watch the time. You see, I just did my hand like that. Watch how long it's going to take for me to do that. Sorry, you guys. We're also viewing this in the past.
It wouldn't be if you just flipped your phone around.
I don't want to flip my phone around. The camera sucks. So I have to choose, you know. But
Okay.
Well, since we're waiting on topics from you guys, we're just gonna spitball off some topics that we like to talk about. And I think a question that someone asked me earlier was, if I was to change one thing in this world to try to make a world a better place, what would it be? I'm gonna ask you that, because I already know what answer I gave.
I don't know. Education, humility, genuineness. There's a handful of things.
You don't pick one. Those are all good.
Why can I only pick one?
Because the type of question I asked you was you only get one. You said, Leslie, you just get one. One change. Those are all good.
I would say humility, because I feel like humility also allows you the ability to learn and to grow and to have empathy towards people. So I would say we need more humility.
I agree. I think humility is important. I think too many people lack it. I think we live in a world where more people live in their egos than reality. You know, I think we have too many narcissistic people that think the world revolves around them, and that goes right back to what you're saying, humility. And I don't know. I do think humility goes a long way, and especially to self-growth. If you're trying to better yourself as a person, maybe reach enlightenment, just be a good person in life, you need humility. You know, or even, you think about it, here's another variable, since we're talking about humility. Most of the time people fight or kill someone. Mm-hmm. Why is it? Because they lack humility. Mm-hmm. You know, like...
So I said it's kind of the one I would pick that kind of helps circumference all of the other issues that are going on. I don't know. I mean, that's just my...
Well, you think about a nigga moment. Think about, like, someone steps on your shoes in public or shoulder bumps you. And next thing you know,
people get really mad about that stuff.
Well, next thing you know, you got two people fight, or someone cuts you off, and now you road raging and ready to ram them off the road. Like, this happens.
Yeah.
But if you think down to the reasoning why this happens, is because people lack humility. End of the day, I'm just a person. Who cares somebody bumped me? I don't know you. I'm never gonna see you again in my life. Like, I don't have anything to prove to you. And frankly, I got probably more to lose than you. If you're gonna bump me, like, you don't love your life. Yeah. I could take it from you and just be on with my day. But you know what I mean? But obviously, you lack the humility for that. You over here, oh, how dare they do this to me? Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just like, okay, well, are you ever going to see this person again? Is this fight worth it? Like, you need to make sure this random stranger respects you. That's your ego. That's your pride screaming at you.
Yeah. I agree.
Tomas said he had a topic.
He said give him a sec.
Okay, he's probably doing something important.
He said, give me a sec. Okay,
but
so
I like that.
You have my answer. What was your answer?
Oof, I liked your answer. I think your answer was good. Answer? I think humility is awesome.
What did you say?
My answer. I think my answer is very similar to yours. If there's a genie who gives me some type of power to make a change, mine would be, I would get rid of all of the lack of self-reflection. Meaning, everybody would have the ability to self-reflect. Right. And so that's kind of hand in hand with humility in a way. Yeah. Where humility is, you have to humble yourself, and then that kind of opens the tool to use this ability. Yeah. You know what I mean? But so it's a very similar answer. Too many people lack self-reflection. Too many people lack critical thinking skills and the ability to fully process information and or even take accountability for their behaviors.
Yeah.
I find a lot of people, they try to run from it. They try to like, oh, I'm not a bad person, but will continue to do bad things. Like, okay, how are you even still believing yourself? You lack self-reflection, bad, or any type of narcissist, like, I'm not controlling. Like, you can't step outside yourself and view yourself. I think that's a big thing that everyone should always do. Step outside yourself, look at yourself.
And see how you're perceived from another person's perspective.
Yeah. But if I was to change something from let's say it's not like a genie, let's say I get to just make one actual physical change in the world to try to make it a better place. Because these are kind of like almost fictional because, you know what I mean? Almost. And so I guess my real answer would be our education systems.
Yeah.
I think I would add to them. I would make sure that they're teaching people how the brain works. Pretty much everything that's taught in any type of psychology, everything that's taught in order to be a therapist, they do a rundown and breakdown of how the brain works and what trauma does to it. And like, I think it'd be very important if everyone knew how to manage their emotions, how to deal with their thoughts. Like, I think these are very important things that no one knows. And in my opinion, no one knows it all because they want people to have jobs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, if everyone's mentally well, what do you need a therapist for? You know what I mean? But at the same time, our world would be a better place. Yeah. So it would be more than just that. Our whole education system, I would change a lot of it. I'd add ethics. Ethics should be taught more than just in church. I'd add a lot of different things, but it would be our school system. So that would be my more realistic answer.
Yeah, I know that there are some schools that offer classes or mandate classes over ethics and empathy classes and things like that, and they've had nothing but positive results in their society and in their children as a result.
Yeah.
So people need to have values.
I agree. People need to have values and goals. Yeah. I think everyone, to be mentally healthy, you need goals. You got to be setting some kind of goals. If you're someone who has no goals in life, like you're not, even small goals, like, oh, I want to make this much money this year, or I want to do this, I want to do that.
Baby steps to your bigger goals.
I want to get better at jiu-jitsu. I want to get better at boxing, or I want to get better at, it could be a video game. It doesn't matter. We need goals. Goals are needed things, and to values. Like, there's no standards. Self-love. I think that kind of goes back to that. And you tell me if I'm on the same track, Tomas, but I think people need values. I think people need to not only value themselves, but value others around them.
Go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna.
But yeah, I do agree. I think that would be an important thing is people having more values, people loving themselves more, and that's how you also love others more. And I think that's important. It's important to teach.
Okay, so Chase, he says,
what's going on, Chase?
I have a philosophy, and this popped in. I'm gonna grab this so I can read it. I have a philosophy, and this popped into my head off of you, talking about how someone would claim that they are not a bad person. My philosophy is whenever you meet somebody and all they want to do is tell you something about them, like if you meet somebody and they're very braggadocious. I like that word.
I like that.
They say that they're super smart, and they will continue to say that about themselves.
Is it braggadocious? Or braggadocious? Is it braggadocious? I like that. I like that word.
Even though nobody else does, or somebody that says, I'm a nice guy, when they meet you and don't really know you, oftentimes, I've found whatever someone is most often willing to say about themselves, the reality of who they are is usually the exact opposite of what they say. And I say that because in my experience, is a nice person doesn't have to convey to you that they're nice. They're just nice because that's who they are.
Facts. And there's some wisdom right there. I like that from Chase in the comments. I think that's, especially if you're like in the dating pool and you're talking to people, I think that's an important thing. If you're talking to someone and they can only brag about themselves or talk about how great they are, like, are they really that great? I think that's a solid point.
I feel like it's a way of like overcompensating for something that you know you're not good at.
Like if someone says, "Oh, I'm a great person," 4 times in the same sentence, They might not be. You know what I mean? Like, you sound like you're, as you
You're
said,
really trying to
overcompensating.
convince yourself to
I like that
convince
word.
me.
Braggadocious. I'm still stuck on that word. I like
Braggadocious.
braggadocious. I like that.
That was a good one. Tomas said, value education, value faith, and self-love. Absolutely.
Yes. I think those are really, really important values that should be taught even in schools. Like, as a society, I don't think we do enough talking about self-love, because I don't think we know what self-love is.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people think self-love is like being selfish.
Yeah.
Like if I scammed somebody or stole something from somebody, that is not self-love.
No.
Self-love also has to do with your integrity, like your own morals. You can't do things that your morals reject. I believe God is inside all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we all carry some of that divine nature within us. And that's what a consciousness is. That's what, the scale of good and bad, the angel on the both shoulders. I think that's what that is. And anytime you disobey that, it plays against your soul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like you lose more of yourself every time you do that. So selfishness is not the same thing as self-love. Self-love is the ability to sit with yourself and find enjoyment in not only yourself, but life. I think a lot of people are very depressed. A lot of people are
filling voids.
Yes, filling voids. They're scared of loneliness.
Yeah.
And when they sit by themselves and they feel that they feel the void and the what's the point and all the negative thoughts, that's when we start losing our self-love. But if you really sit through it, and you learn how to enjoy yourself, enjoy living life, enjoy your own life experience without needing someone else to enjoy it. Because I think that's a big thing. I think a lot of people, they feel like they need someone else to enjoy life. And someone else to enjoy life with is nice. But you first need to enjoy life on your own.
Yeah.
Because now you're like relying on somebody to observe your life and spectate it, because otherwise does it matter? These are the type of thoughts that you're thinking. But you should think instead, like, my life does matter. I do love myself. I appreciate my freedoms. I appreciate being able to set goals and do things. And
if you're going to be a part of my life, you're only going to add to that.
Not add, not subtract. Yep. Are you enhancing my life, not tearing it down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Tomas.
Like
Thank you.
Said too.
Yeah, I like both of that.
I definitely think we need more genuine people.
Mm-hmm.
More genuine. If you're gonna have faults, at least be upfront about it. Like, but that would require a certain level of self-reflection. Like, hey, I do have this issue, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to admit that we're not perfect. I think that people respect us more for it.
Yeah.
I think if I'm like, hey, I'm struggling with this and that from this and that thing I went through in my past, and I'm working on it. I'm not gonna, here's another big thing, bend you around my insecurities. And I think a lot of relationships do that. I think a lot of relationships, they'd rather bend their partner around their insecurities than better themselves. You'll have people be like, oh, I don't want you going to the gym to work out. Or I don't want you going out to the bar with the boys. Like, okay, now we're being controlling, all because we're both insecure. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a recipe for a good relationship. You're both your own people at the end of the day, and you can't bend someone around your insecurities. I can't tell you that you can't go work out at the gym all because I don't want some other guy looking at your butt. Like, that's stupid. If somebody looks at your butt, they look at your butt.
I can't even go to the grocery store.
Yeah, like, can't go nowhere.
Can't go nowhere.
Like, what am I scared of? Like, and here's the thing that a lot of people don't accept. If someone wants to leave you for someone else, let them.
They're going to anyway.
Let them. Yeah. Like, you can't control people. You gotta let people be people at the end of the day, and that's what they're gonna be. And I think there's a lot of people who try to control their partners and try to make sure you'll try to turn a hole into the housewife. Like, okay, yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be shit.
I mean, you can't do that. Like, I mean, you can, but I mean, not if you want
really
to.
Ideal.
Not ideal. Not if you really want to spend time enjoying life. That's probably like what you were saying about the opposite of enhancing, tearing down, like that. Yeah. Those are the type of people, because here's a big thing. The person you get with, they'll either enhance your life, build it up, enhance it, make it better, or they'll tear it down and bring you to they'll either bring out the best version of yourself or the worst version of yourself. And then now, if you're the worst version of yourself, you're like, oh, am I a bad person? Oh, I just put her through the wall. I just slapped her. Like, she said this, that, and the other thing. I'm a bad person. I just hit her. Like, you over here, you know, you can't. And you probably, if you're self-reflective, you're probably not even realizing what she did to get you there, you know. But point being is you shouldn't have been with her in the first place. You got to have enough self-love and boundaries to be like, no, don't do that, you know. And I think that's important. It's an important thing. What else? Any other topics you guys have? Anything y'all been thinking about through the week? Any? It can be hard topics, easy topics. Doesn't matter. Like,
I mean, we want to hear what y'all have to say. We want to talk about what you guys want to talk about, because we talk all the time.
We talk all the time. We also have podcasts. Feel free to check them out. Justin and Hope Andrews. And we talk about a lot of deep topics, and feel free to watch those podcasts, and then even jump on one of these lives, and you can be like, hey, you said this, that, and the other thing. I disagree. Like, we are open to conversation. I believe a conversation is when you have two people that are exchanging ideas, right? That's how humans get smarter, get better.
While remaining open-minded.
Yes, while remaining open-minded.
That's the biggest
because
thing.
It's not a conversation if you're not open-minded.
And conversations are how we grow and how we learn. Like, conversations are extremely beneficial.
Oh, man, I just thought of a topic. Since we're talking about conversations and open-mindedness, I think this is one of the biggest things that a lot of people who claim to be Christian like to do is they will have a conversation with somebody about religion with the intentions of converting someone.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, zero ears to listen or understand the other person's perspective. And I think that's not a conversation.
It's not a conversation. I
think if we're having a conversation and my goal is to convert you to believe what I believe, and I'm not listening to anything you have to say.
You're also not seeking to understand that person at all.
That's important. If I'm just listening to respond, I'm not listening. Yeah. It's like there's a wall between me comprehending what you're saying and me just trying to argue or go off anything you say so that way you believe the same thing as me. Yeah. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's a successful conversation. That's not a conversation. No. That's more like, I'm trying to bully you to believe what I believe.
I don't think anybody's goal should ever be
to convert.
That's not how we as humans should respect each other either.
No, it's not. I think everyone has the freedom to believe what they want to believe. And if my conversation makes them change or believe otherwise, good for them. Yeah. And if not, that's okay.
It's okay.
You know? But when I'm in a conversation, my goal, let's say we're talking about, we believe two different things. So we're talking about, say you're a Muslim and I'm a Christian.
No, I believe in the spaghetti monster.
Well, let's say you're a spaghetti monster and I'm a Zulu monsterist, right? And I'm arguing with you about the Zulu monster being better than the spaghetti monster, right? And so with this conversation, it shouldn't be trying to convince you that the Zulu monster is better. It's just expressing my opinions on the Zulu monster and understanding yours about the spaghetti monster. So now I understand about both these monsters. I've learned something. I learned about both. And hopefully if you're having the same conversation I'm having, you've learned about both. Yeah. But if I'm over here the whole time trying to convince you that your monster sucks and my monster's the only legit monster, that's not a good conversation. I'm not understanding anything you have to say. I'm just trying to get you to agree with me. That's not a real conversation. Yeah. I do not think that's a real conversation. And I think that's a lot of times where you have a lot of people get caught up in that. Like, if you can't talk to somebody about a topic, even politics, whether it's politics or religion or all, they always tell you, oh, never talk about politics or religion. Why? Oh, because you'll lose friends that way. You shouldn't. We shouldn't be losing friends. Like, what are we, cavemen?
We should be able to have a difference of opinion.
Yeah. We can't believe two different things without having a fight. Like, that's dumb. If that ain't primitive as shit, I don't know what is. I think we should be able to converse, and then maybe even be able to compare and contrast. Like, oh, look, similarities. Oh, look, differences.
Yeah.
Okay, I learned that she believes this and I believe that, and there's this is similar and this difference, and looks like, maybe she's not completely on the wrong track because she believes some things I believe.
Yeah.
That would be a successful, open-minded conversation, because now I'm no longer judging you. I actually learned something.
I'm
understanding.
Yeah.
I learned something about what you believe, and maybe I'm judging you a little less because I'm like, well, at least her morals are there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who don't have morals. There's a lot of people who just do shitty shit, fucked up ass things, and just justify it or whatever the fuck. Just think it's okay. Don't have any morals whatsoever. I think morals are important, and they help measure the integrity of a person.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of morals, I can respect you as a person. You're not going to be the person robbing people. You're not going to be the person doing people dirty. You're going to be a person that is, I'd say, a pretty good person if you're following your moral codes. I think morals are important. Despite what you believe in, anything like that, here's what I care about. I don't care whether somebody makes it to heaven or hell. That's not my job. I can't determine where they're going. I'm not the almighty God.
Right.
That's not who I am. And so since I'm not the almighty God, who am I to be going around trying to convert people and save them from hell? That's not my job. But my job here is to make the world a better place. If I have to be here, whether it's against my will or not, I'm here. I might as well try to make this place better, because it has a lot of potential. Earth got a lot of humans, and Earth, lots of potential. This place could be very, very nice. And it's not, because people don't make it that way, but it could be. And so if I'm going to be here, that's what I want to do. I want to make the world a better place. And I could care less what you believe this way, that way, or the other way, as long as it's making the world a better place. And I think we get lost in that sometimes when it comes to certain individuals in Christianity who are always trying to convert people. I don't think converting is the goal. I think understanding is the goal. And once you understand somebody, then maybe you can lead them in a direction if they want to be led.
Mm-hmm.
But they're never going to want to be led unless you understand them first.
I agree. You're always picking topics trying to make me pop off. Always.
Always picking topics. Who, me?
Yeah, you trying to make me pop off.
Pop off? I'm just talking about the things that nobody wants to talk about. That's what we're on here for. We're on here to talk about the things no one wants to talk about. We're on here to break down what open-mindedness is, how to be an open-minded individual. I'm not telling anybody what to believe, how to believe.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm simply, you know what I mean? And I think I speak in a way that is respectful to all people's different beliefs. And if you're taking disrespect by what I'm saying, I'd love to have a conversation about it. You know what I mean? And that way maybe I can learn what I need to say or how I can say it better,
Okay.
Anyways, more topics, you guys. Give us a topic. Give us something to talk about. Something you dealt with. Something, I don't know, it could be anything. Someone who pissed you off today and why they pissed you off. And we'll even break down the mindsets, but we'll do our best to break down what we think the mindsets behind it are. All kinds of things. We're here to have full conversations, and we don't want to, we talk to each other all the time, obviously. And so we're trying to get some of you guys' input, some of you guys' topics that you want to know about. Even jobs. I know everybody who's working a job. Talk to me about something of your job. Talk to me like something that's bullshit. Like give us something that you've dealt with recently that you thought was some bullshit, and so we can talk about it. And we can talk about how we agree or disagree. It is. We're only going to try to run this for about an hour. What is it? 12:40. So we're actually
we're about out of time.
At 1:05. We'll probably be calling it. So if you guys got any topics,
anything.
See, hold up, what we got right here. Does that click?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
it's not
plus
my live.
Plus 1. Dang. Well,
not my life.
Well,
I don't know. Cricket.
I'm about to reverse this camera.
Well, then we don't need this.
No, we don't need it. Oh, how do I reverse the camera? I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, there it is. You just double tap it. Wow. See, that's why she's my tech wizard. All the editing for our videos, everything like that, that's all her. She's the genius.
Yeah, we do need better quality. And we just got some mics.
I'm just a man.
Thank you, Daniel, for the mics.
Oh, yeah. Big
Shout
thanks.
out to him. Hopefully we'll be getting gear as we go, so our quality of the video and all of that will clear up and be a lot better, too.
Right.
Right now we're just using our phones, and they're not the best, but, you know, it is what it is.
Any topics? Any topics to talk about? You guys throw a text on the thing of something to talk about, and we'll talk about it. Opinion on something. Maybe someone pissed you off. I don't know. Whatever it could be. I didn't looking at you. I wasn't saying you pissed me off. I wasn't saying that. I was just looking at you. And she about to beat me up.
No, I can't. Not right now.
She hurt her arm doing jiu-jitsu.
I did.
She don't even know how that's the scary part. She has no idea how she hurt her arm.
It's pretty bad, too.
I always know when I get an injury, I always know exactly that moment he knew. He fucked up. And I know, then that way the next time I'm training, I'm like, okay, watch out. Don't do that. You know, like. But the fact that you don't even know how you hurt yourself is scary.
You know, it's just high pain tolerance. I don't know what to do about that.
I don't have one of those. I'd be crying like a little bitch.
I mean, I did know when it happened, general time frame. I know it happened. I know it happened when I was rolling.
Somewhere within these 24 hours.
I know it happened somewhere in a live roll because remember I came up to you and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Should my arm be like burning and on fire right now on the inside?
Doesn't sound normal to me.
Probably not normal.
I may not be a doctor, but I can tell you that ain't normal.
Yeah, pretty sure I may have fractured my elbow.
Yes, Tomas gave us a topic. Poverty. That's a big one. I think that goes back to two different big things that cause that. You have, well, maybe three. You have how people are grown up. You got a lot of between parents that were not there for their kids. And, you know what I mean, not providing the support and the wisdom and the knowledge and the parenting that is necessary to grow an individual for them to be strong. I relate people like plants. Yeah. Like with a plant, you got to have the right amount of water, right amount of sunlight. Maybe if it's growing weird, you put a stick in there and tie it to the stick. Parenting is like growing a plant. And so I think a big part of poverty is like the first one, I'm three parts. The first one I'm going to say is parenting. I think a lot of individuals were not raised with proper parenting and that can create bad mindsets. So like you become an adult, maybe you were allowed to quit your whole life. You were a quitter and your parents never told you that it's not okay to quit. And now you're quitting at life. You know, and I'm talking about not just poverty in general. I'm talking about the lowest level of poverty, the people who are like the very bottom, homeless people, the biggest people struggling. The next thing I'd say our education system and our law system. I'm going to put them both together because our education system, I don't think we've successfully taught these people the right values, morals, goals, ability to, you know, succeed in a society, ethics. So we will go back to that one. So parenting, our school systems, I'll say our law system as well, to where you have a lot of people who got records. And once you have if you didn't go to college for something really good and now you're not having a high paying job, you're going to struggle. Mm-hmm. You can't be working at McDonald's expecting not to struggle. So that goes back to parenting. Maybe they let you drop out of school, let you quit. You know, you've just been quitting your whole life. You have school systems, and then you have our justice system where they don't rehabilitate you to be successful in life. They actually make it even harder for you to even work at a place like McDonald's. They're looking at your criminal record like, we got a bunch of kids that work here. I don't know if we want you here. You know, now it's even harder for them to get a job. So that's the first two. And or was that three?
You say you were putting those two together.
I did say I was putting. I think I had another one. Oh yeah, I did have a third one. The final one, I'd say inflation. I'd say our society is literally choking everyone out. It's making things so freaking difficult to deal with that it's easy for people to just give up. You know, it's so hard that people are literally just like, man, I'll just give up. And so it's set the bar so high, the grind is so hard that people are giving up. So you have parenting, school systems, along with our justice system, and then right behind that was what was that last one I said? My brain's taking a shit. Okay.
So
You don't remember either. My brain just.
no, because I'm not trying to lose my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gone.
How hard things are. That's what it was. How hard things are on everybody. And so I think that's probably my biggest take on, like, when it comes to poverty.
That's your biggest take.
Well, you got something? You go ahead. Add on.
I'm just asking because I feel like everybody's so focused on the minorities. Like, you have the Hispanics, you have the blacks. Everybody's so focused on the 1% of minorities and causing hate and division and, oh, you're left, oh, you're a rightist, oh, I can't get along with you. But really, like, the 1% that we should be focusing on is the billionaires.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where I think the biggest issue is if you're a billionaire, you're not being fair to the rest of the people in this world.
I don't even think people process or comprehend how much money $1 billion even is. Like, that's crazy. And I don't think that people got. Here's another big thing. I think this would solve a lot of problems. Is if there were laws in place regulating the profits. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, let's say I start a lawn care business. Let's say I take me, you, and two other people. I'll do one other person. Me, you, and someone else. All right, we'll take Tomas, since he brought up poverty. So me, you, and Tomas are all in this lawn care business that I started. And let's say we're hitting about $40 to $60 a lawn, and we're hitting whole neighborhoods at a time. Let's say you helped me mow 40 lawns today, right? And I made an average of $40 a lawn, right? Shoot, let me use this. Hold on, I just want to have my numbers right. Where's my calculator at?
I don't know.
You got a search calculator?
No, it's right here.
There it is. All right. So what did I say? 40 lawns times $40. We just made $1,600 today. All right, and it's between you and Tomas. So let's say I'm paying you guys. I'll say I'm giving you $19 an hour. All right. So you guys are both getting $19 an hour. You worked 8 hours today. Y'all both got $152. So that's $304. So $1,600 minus $304. So y'all got $304 to split with you and Tomas. And meanwhile,
you made $1,296.
I made $1,296 a day. Like, so I'm making $1,000, and all I'm doing is just driving around telling y'all which lawns to mow. Y'all do you running the weed eater, he's running the mower, right? And I'm just driving. And I just made, it's because it's my business, I just made this. And when you guys ask me about it, I'm like, oh, I got running costs. I got to keep these mowers going. Like, it doesn't.
An extent,
it doesn't.
Yes,
think about it. That's a day.
Yeah.
That's a day. We work a year. Was one. Let me see.
Goodness, Ricky, you're blowing us up.
How many days are in here?
365.
So if we work every day in a year,
I
just made. That's what I made. I made $474,500. Y'all didn't make nowhere close to that. What did I say you made today? 160 something. Y'all made 58,000 if you worked every single day, which is impossible to do in lawn care. But
every day.
You get what I'm trying to say. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not being fair with my pay rates. I'm like, oh, you're getting $19 an hour. That's what everybody else is getting. Meanwhile, I just made, you know what I mean? I'm not dividing that fairly. And I think that there's too much room for that, and there's not enough laws regulating that. And that's what causes billionaires to be billionaires, and, you know, if that makes sense. Any other topics? Any other topics, you guys? Anything else? Because I know we only have about 10 minutes left on here before we call it.
Be right back.
She left me again. It's twice. She left me twice, y'all. I don't know what happened. Don't know what happened. Oh, let me look. Tomas, want to shoot you a thank you, man, for jumping on here and responding and giving us topics to talk about. We appreciate it greatly. We think you are awesome, and we appreciate you, all of you. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, also look out for our podcast as well. We have Hope's better knowing than me, but we got, I think, about 5-6 episodes out already. We also have there's another podcast called It Comes in Waves. We're also on there. We have a podcast about relationships. We call it Relationships. And just all of the chaoticness that comes with the average relationship nowadays. But definitely feel free to come check us out on our podcast.
Oh.
I was just adding filler. I didn't have anyone to conversate with.
I'm sorry. It was one of those moments where I'm like, I gotta go.
You drank that coffee, that's what it was.
I had to run. I had to be. Sorry, guys.
Well, any topics you want to talk about while we're waiting on anybody to throw a comment out there? Anything you want to talk about? Thing that's been on your mind?
I mean, I got a lot of stuff on my mind, but it's low-key controversial to a lot of opinions, and I don't feel like talking.
That's what we're
right
here
now.
for. We're here to talk about these things.
Not my family's controversial opinions.
Well, it don't have to be personal.
It is personal. I can't make something not personal.
All right. Well, I guess I'll talk about this last topic then. That hit my brain. Because I was talking earlier about I used to be a supervisor, and I'd always make sure I talk to people with respect. And so I want to jump on there and talk about that a little bit. If you guys are a supervisor or a boss of people, I think it's incredibly important that you're always talking to people with respect.
Yeah.
I think that not only, despite the level of intelligence you may feel they have or whatever it is, I don't think it's ever right to talk to people like that, especially when people get paid less than the cost of living nowadays. And so they're not going to have a lot of drive to be working super hard for you, especially because they can't even pay their fucking bills, you know? And so that's something I'd like for everybody to think about, is think about what the average individual is getting paid, and think about, are they getting paid enough to put up with my shit, right? Or even if it's something like constant micromanaging. Like if you're breathing on someone's neck all day.
Nobody likes that.
That's not fair.
No one.
And here's the variable: is anyone getting paid enough for you to be breathing down their neck all day? You know, or before you go harassing someone about something little, okay, they were on their phone. You know, we're working to provide for a life outside of here. So if we're on our phone, we're making sure our life outside of here is okay. Making sure I'm not getting any calls from any teachers about my kids' behavior or sickness in school. Making sure, you know, whatever. Maybe my auntie has bad health. I just got a text about it. That's what matters to people. Not their job over their family. It's their family over their job. So
you have to value humanity over everything.
Yes, I think to value human life is important. And so before you go talking to somebody like shit or writing them up for being on their phone, you know, let's try to be humane, especially if the job is paying less than the cost of living. I believe I did the math for that. What did I say it was? It was like over $30 something an hour to afford the cost of living.
I don't remember.
I could redo it right now. Trying to remember.
I thought you had it written down somewhere.
I do somewhere, but I know. I think the typical.
Well, actually, we could just refer. If you want the better breakdown of that, you could always watch our podcast. I believe it's like the second or
I think it's
third.
called The Downfall of Society.
The Downfall of Society.
Yeah.
It's our third episode that we have. We try to do a good breakdown of society and inflation and all of those things.
Yeah,
So,
and I broke down the average wages that people are making versus the average pay. And I find it funny that all the big companies want to do is brag that they're competing with Amazon's pay rate, but yet, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like that's not, how much money are you making total and how much are you, they never want to break that down. You're like, hey, look, our company makes this much a day, you get this portion of it. I've never had a company break that down to me and be like, yeah, this is how much we're making, this is where it's all going, this is the operation cost, this is the this cost, that cost. No, they're just like, oh, you're a worker. Don't ask no questions. Just work. And work hard because we trying to reach record-breaking profits. Or you'll have sometimes places where supervisors get like bonuses for reaching certain amounts. So they treat people like shit. Oh, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. They're not getting that bonus. You are. So like treat them with kindness and respect and maybe they'll work harder for you. I think that's an important thing.
yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap up.
But all right, you guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. Feel free to give this live a watch. You can still comment on it. We'll respond via comment. But yeah, feel free. Rewatch this whole thing. If you have any opinions, shoot a comment so we can comment back. And thank you guys for your time. You guys enjoy your days. Much love.
See ya.
Oh, remember, like and subscribe. Follow our podcast. Check us out. Y'all take it easy.